Dolores Catania openly disrespected party host Jackie Goldschneider on Tuesday's episode of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. The 51-year-old reality star during the season 12 episode titled "Day Very Jersey Kegger" was outraged after Jackie, 45, questioned her friendship with Jennifer Aydin, 44. Jackie insisted that she was looking out for Jennifer, who had been reeling since Margaret Josephs, 54, publicly exposed her husband Bill's previous affair. She claimed that Dolores was a closer friend with Margaret and didn't have Jennifer's back. "You've been nasty to her since you walked on this effing scene. You've made fun of her, you've done things behind," Dolores said, pointing her finger at Jackie. Jackie countered that Jennifer made videos mocking her, yet she still was comforting her. "Oh, that video. Give me a effing break," Dolores said. "Here's the problem with you is that you don't think anybody has the right to be upset about anything," Jackie told Dolores. "If Terry's a reason to be upset," Dolores said. "What's going on?" Margaret asked as she walked up. Dolores explained that she just told Jackie that she is both her and Jennifer's friend. "You're much closer with me," Margaret said, blowing up her argument. "Just telling Jennifer that you're on her side when you're not really on her side does her no good," Jackie said. "Jennifer, do I support you or not?" Dolores asked Jennifer. "Listen, I would love more," Jennifer said. "Fine. Then I'll work on that. But I don't need to hear it from this," Dolores said, motioning toward Jackie. "What do you mean this? Don't call me this," Jackie said. "You're this to me right now," Dolores told her. "Do not call me this. Don't effing call me this," Jackie said. "I don't need to hear from this," Dolores said. "Don't effing call me this," Jackie said, pointing her finger at Dolores. "This," Dolores said. "Excuse me, you're gonna respect me more than that," Jackie said. "No, I don't feel like doing that," Dolores told her. "Don't effing call me this," Jackie said, getting up in her face. "What are you going to do about it?" Dolores then said in a menacingly low voice as she squared up against her. Frank Catania, who was at the party, was then warned that something was going on with his ex-wife as Melissa Gorga, 42, restrained Dolores from going after Jackie. The episode also showed Teresa Giudice, 49, bringing her family over to the home of her boyfriend Luis Ruiz for pizza, pasta and positive dialogue. Teresa's daughter Gia, 20, had made up with her uncle Joe Gorga, 42, for bad-mouthing her father, but her little sister Melania, 15, was not so forgiving. "Melania. She has the biggest heart, but if you go after her dad, the guy that she loves the most, she is going to have the biggest grudge against you," Gia said in a confessional. Teresa told Melania about pizza night with Joe and she flat out said she wasn't going to it, before later changing her mind. Luis cooked up a pasta, eggplant and pizza feast and introduced self-help techniques to the family. He urged them to write something they wanted to bring more into their life and something they wanted to release. Luis went first and talked about leaning into trust and being tired of sitting in confusion. "What the hell are you talking about? Listen, I'm Italian. We talk like, oh, what's your problem?" Joe said in a confessional. Joe, when it was his turn, said that family shouldn't have grudges, and Melania spoke her mind and said it was rough seeing her uncle scream at her mother and say bad things about her dad. "It's just, I've never seen, like, someone scream at someone like that. Like, I cannot watch that," Melania said. She admitted that she wanted to let go of overthinking about what is going to happen next to her family. "Listen, I apologize. I don't want to argue anymore." "I don't," Joe said. Joe admitted in a confessional that he finally understood her perspective. "I'm probably one of the reasons she lives in that fear, and I don't want to be that person anymore," he said. Joe then openly thanked Luis for helping to bring the family closer. Jackie and Evan earlier met at a restaurant after sending their children off to summer camp. She brought up the plan for the kegger party while reminiscing about her sorority days and partying with Evan. Jackie admitted that she was struggling with food again after declining to share any food with Evan after noting it was 5 p.m. "Like even tonight. The reason I wanted to come out earlier was so I didn't have to eat," Jackie admitted. Evan informed her that their kids have noticed that she eats the same dinner every night. "That upsets me so much. Like, it's one thing if I do it to myself, but it's another thing if, like, I make my kids think that it's normal behavior. I'm so scared of food and I'm so scared of gaining weight, but I'm hungry all the time. I'm afraid that I'm going to relapse and kill myself. I just don't want to do this anymore," Jackie said, crying. Evan suggested she see somebody and Jackie agreed to see a therapist. "I'm ready," she told Evan, who offered his full support. The Real Housewives of New Jersey will return next week on Bravo.